Hey everyone, welcome into another weekly episode of the Rated RX podcast. In case you forget and in case you are sundowning, I am happy to remind you, my name is Robbie Abasi here with Xavier Hill, Sam Llona. We are your hosts and we got a fun-filled episode for you guys today. Sam and Xavier, how are you boys doing?
Yeah, man, I'm going pretty good, man. I've been working the swing shift, so just got here not so long ago, but I'm here. I'm ready to podcast. Let's do this.
Nice, that's what I like to hear. How about you, Sam? How you doing?
Had a fun weekend out for the bachelor party with the groomsmen. Went down to Scottsdale, Arizona. Did some gambling. Played some golf. A couple resorts there. Shout out to Matt G, one of our classmates. He was down there. He came out and played some cards with us one night at the casino. So had a good time. Had a couple recovery days, so that was good before getting back to work. And they did have a crazy flash flood that went on there.
Oh, wow.
There was just back at the casino. All the roads were just flooded, rain everywhere. Airport got shut down. Luckily, we got in early on the day of the storm. They had to reroute our plane, but we were able to land. But there were people that couldn't get in or out because of all this weather.
Wow. Unfortunately, you made it back just in time for work. I'm sorry to hear that.
Had to go back, unfortunately.
Hey, glad you had a good time, though.
Yeah. Highlights?
The golf was a lot of fun. Because of that storm, it cooled it off for the weekend. So instead of it being 104, it was high 80s, low 90s. So that was definitely nice. Got to go to the ASU game. Played in a back and forth. Ended up winning. Had super good seats. So everyone in town was super excited because they won. So it was some good vibes going to the sports bars. Watching the Beavers play the night game, but they lost, unfortunately.
Damn.
Jeez.
And then how about something you're not allowed to share for our Patreons?
For the Patreons.
Just
Everything
kidding.
I'm allowed. Everything I'm allowed to share.
That's the right answer. Because I know Laura listens to this.
Of course.
Oh, well, I'm glad you guys had fun. Glad you made it back safely, Sam and Xavier. I'm glad you're ready to rock and roll. I got nothing exciting to share, just the same typical week, going out in the community, doing mobile pharmacy events. It's always fun, and I enjoy getting out of the pharmacy. But I won't bore you guys with that. Instead, we're going to jump into it. Sam, please take it away for our next segment, our weekly weigh-in.
All right. This is Sam Llona on the Rated RX podcast. I'm here with Robbie Abasi and Xavier Hill, and we are doing the weekly weigh-in. We have here a question about medical devices. We talked more about fashion previously. This one is more about mental health and privacy concerns. So the question is, have you tried any apps or wearable devices aimed at improving mental health? Did they help? And what privacy or effectiveness concerns do you have with these apps or with wearable devices for mental health? So do you guys currently wear any watches, any rings, anything that tracks data you guys have, or meditation apps or things? Okay, we got a ring.
We got a ring, and he's
we
got a
watch. Okay, Robbie, tell us about this ring you got.
So I got a Ring-Con. It's one of those smart rings. It's not the Oura ring because I refuse to pay any more subscriptions because everything wants a damn monthly fee these days. This one did not have it. But I got it because I wanted to track my biometric data, but I didn't want to wear a watch. And I wanted something a little more subtle. I wear it because it helps me keep track of my sleep. It keeps track of how much I'm walking, so I can look at it and decide okay, how lazy have I been today? I should get up and walk around from work. So it's nice to have. And I like this one too, because I don't know if it's been validated, but allegedly it can help you determine if you have sleep apnea or not. And that was a big concern of mine. So it just checked all the boxes. And so I went for it. As far as mental health goes with it not necessarily tracks it, but I can definitely tell the difference from when I get a good quality amount of sleep versus when I don't. And it also is able to kind of track my stress levels. And I don't know. For the most part, I do think it is pretty accurate because I'll look at it and be like, yeah, I am pretty damn stressed and I did not sleep. And so I my wellness score is low and I can attest to that. So yeah, I think there's some validation to that for sure. Um, Apps though that I've tried and I highly recommend. Have you guys ever heard of the app called Calm?
No.
No, I've not.
No. So it's this really neat little app, and I'm lucky because I get it the subscription-based model at no cost through my insurance, and it's basically just like a guided meditation, so it's just nice way to sorta sit back, go through a little meditation, calm your head down, quiet down those intrusive thoughts, so
Mm.
you're just set for the day, so highly recommend. I am very aware that it's definitely keeping track of all of my data though, especially my ring because, it's
Mm.
like in the agreement, it's like your information might be used and shared for blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
Did you
you know
care?
what? Well,
You're just
I
like,
did I care?
let's ship it.
No, I
Let's so no, didn't seem to
Uh,
care, huh?
for
and that's
this a specific instance, I did not care, no. But if you're gonna ask me about like 23andMe, those genetic things, yes, I care.
Yeah, for the health watches and apps and stuff, I really don't care. I just put all my health information on there. So mostly just so I can see it all in one space. I know Apple does a good job of linking to a lot of the other health apps. So you can have stuff in one app and then it'll send it to your Apple app and then kind of share back and forth. It's fine. It's just my data. Just right now, I'm healthy. So, it's probably not too bad. They're not increasing my insurance at this point.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, that is a concern because if you're freely giving them this data and they
You get
sell it to
flagged.
an insurance company, yeah, no.
They were like, "Oh, life
I
insurance.
mean, it's
Yeah,
sure to
go
be like
go up
that.
on
They
that."
they do it with like cars. I don't remember what they're called, where you can get track your how you brake and how you accelerate and stuff, and it can lower your. They say it'll lower your insurance, but really, essentially, they can track whatever you are, how high or low or good you bad you are, and they can also jack up your insurance if you brake too
Mhm.
hard, accelerate too hard, whatever it may be, drive too fast.
That's what I have in my car.
Really?
I'm just tracked everywhere.
Hey,
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, the government is watching everything that we do, is what I feel. So, and they got eyes on us.
That's
They're
true.
trying to figure out how to make more money from us and how to watch for, threats to see if we're a threat to the nation or anything. So, it's kind of hard to get around it unless you like completely living off the grid in a little cabin somewhere in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, no technology.
Sure,
The
there
life
are
of
there
a
are
single
things that
person.
can be, I don't know if dangerous is the word, but concerning. Because I remember you guys saying that brought up when they were talking about like pregnancies and abortions and tracking periods and period ops where they could see how you're doing and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you stop or something like that and getting flagged and people being concerned of w- being pregnant and government flagging that and getting in trouble, jail, whatever it may be. So
Mm.
I haven't heard of that in a while. I just remember that coming up, but something where, your data could affect your decisions, your well-being, your health on how that's used. So, that obviously you guys are what you're using it for and sleep and things you're not worried about, but it sounds like there's at least a period I'm sure still now that people are scared about data like that. That could affect their
Yeah.
health.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Might be just hard to get around it though these days. Like you can try as hard as you can for a lot of these things, but they're getting it somewhere.
Would you guys ever put the Neuralink in your head?
Depends what it
No,
does for me.
because
What's it gonna do?
I won't, because I don't like Elon.
I don't know if that's a hard sell for me. I don't think I would do it personally because I
I don't trust
understand the
him.
necessity of it in certain regards, like maybe your hormone regulations aren't going as they should and intended. But I don't know, man. Just me. Okay, all right. Tinfoil hat on.
I
I
don't
don't
trust.
trust that shit in my
I don't
head.
trust
I don't know
Elon.
what they're gonna make me think. Like I have no idea what subliminal message is gonna go on. So, not for me. Sorry, Elon. You got enough data on me. You can scrub the internet. You can probably find anything you want on me, but you can't put that in my brain. Sorry, pal.
Not yet. That's what you said about the ring, years ago as well.
They're gonna force you eventually.
I will do it for $1 billion.
It's going to end up being a requirement for your insurance. If you want to be covered, you got to have your Neuralink. You got to wear your ring. You got to wear your watch. They're just going to track it all.
You're gonna see what's in my head and know how crazy I am. I don't know if that's a good idea.
But outside all the other crazy stuff, I mean, there's still a lot of other good apps out there for mental health that people may be using. I know my wife used, she had found one. They was a really good one, but then they sold it to a larger company and then it sucked after that. But it was basically just a meditation app, and she used to use it to meditate before sleeping. It helped her sleep better. It helped her calm her mind before sleeping because, some people have, think a lot when it's time to go to bed. Their mind just keeps running. So meditation apps can help a lot with that for sure. And then one of my fitness apps also does meditations and stuff on the fitness app. So it could be yoga, but they also have like just guided meditation as well. Um, so those are pretty cool. I think that app was called Fit On. They have additional things outside of fitness, so it's fitness and wellness as well combined in that app. And I think that one they have a free one and a paid version, but the free version works pretty good.
Nice.
Some good options there. So this makes me also kind of think of, not to hate on like vitamins, but the idea of how regulated things are between like medications and legends and vitamins. And as these apps start coming out, is it going to have the same vibe of just things all over the internet and you can buy and get whatever, and who knows what's in there? Who knows what it's tracking, how good its security is? Do you guys think that there needs to be some sort of regulation to what these apps can say, what they can do? Or, it's just free market. You should be able to say and do whatever. And it's on the consumer.
That's a good question. I've never
Yeah.
actually thought about that. As far as I know, I mean, the only thing that really regulates apps is the App Store itself. Like, I know that Apple, like, for example, Apple has a bunch of restrictions on what they'll allow on their App Store. And sometimes you'll find some really janky apps on like the Android store that you're not going to find in the Apple store. So in a sense, they're sort of already regulating it, I guess, but there's really no government body, at least to my knowledge, that's saying like, "Hey, this is safe, this isn't safe." I mean, actually, you know what? Here's an example on how it's not being regulated. Social media. Social media. I think that's the best example when it comes to apps, right? We know it's causing a mental unwellness. We know it's causing teenagers to be anxious. There's a bunch of lawsuits going on against TikTok and Meta and all this stuff about pushing an algorithm and making people feel sad and suicidal. Hell, even the Surgeon General even had a warning on these apps. So I think that right there tells us that they can't regulate it, and it's already happening. So it is kind of scary to think about.
But they are trying to regulate it. I have a friend who works for Meta, and she is, well, like a supervisor for the team of people who review videos or photos that are posted to Facebook, and they determine if they need to be taken down or not. So she's a part of that team to like, oh, this is bad for this is showing death or something crazy. So they watch the videos and have to determine oh, this needs to be censored or taken down.
I think
So
they've
they
always done that though, because I remember classmates that I was that worked at Google and Facebook stuff. Like they always have to go through and like, oh, something says it's 9 years old. Like you can't have kids on here. It's like, oh, it's a restaurant page, so that's why like they have to clear off. So like, but they're going through all these things. But yeah, so the internally regulation and an app store. But now we're talking about mental health. We're
external.
talking about health guarantees.
Yeah.
Like again, vitamins and food, and the 6 phrases that you're allowed to say and not say for them. Where right now, these apps can say anything. It's like, yeah, you build a good app, you're good on the app store.
Will cure your depression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Self-regulating. You know what else was self-regulated? Boeing. Just putting that out there. Just want to remind everybody. Exactly.
And they're still running the market.
Yeah. It's what happens when you make weapons, I guess. Just airplanes is just a byproduct.
All right. Well, thank you, boys. Please remember listeners, send in any questions. We'd love to answer them, discuss them. Funny, serious, health related. We're down to discuss it. So let me pass it on to Xavier as we got a little pharmacy fantasy.
All right, guys, just want to get back to you. This is Xavier, and you're listening to the Rated RX podcast. I'm here with Sam Llona and Robbie Abasi. All right, guys, now we're going to do the pharmacy fantasy section, and I think I got a pretty good one for you guys. So I hope you guys are ready for this. All right, let me set the scene for you guys.
I'm ready.
So picture this. The Earth. Yeah, it exploded. It's gone. And now all of us humans are living on a massive spaceship floating through space. Okay. So here's the wild part. There's like 3 pharmacists on board the ship. Me, you, and Sam.
I was gonna say,
Me, Robbie, and Sam. And somehow
screwed, guys.
we're supposed to keep everybody alive and help the doctor safely dispense medications. So your day can kind of look like this. You're counseling a patient. Yeah, you can still take your statin, but be careful with the intergalactic grapefruit. That can cause some pretty gnarly drug interactions there. Side effects? Bro, patients come back like, hey, the antibiotic gave me dizziness, nausea, but you're upside down in space, and gravity's not the best. So, of course, you're going to be dizzy or nauseous. It's not the antibiotics. And then storage. Don't tell me about that. It's a nightmare. So we have to store the vaccines in like a cryo freezer, right next to the nice ice cream that we got in there. And then, someone may, just accidentally inject themselves with the new Rocky Road flavor instead of the vaccine. So, the question I have for you guys, and it's a pretty good one. If gravity is fake in the spaceship, do your pills even fall down into your stomach? That's what the patients ask.
If gravity is fake, so are you saying that they're making artificial gravity or they're in 0G?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're in space, right? So, they have artificial gravity to keep you from floating in the air, right? So, like, when you take your pills, do they fall down to your stomach or do they just kind of float back up?
Well, I think if it's artificial gravity, like you're saying, then it would just be like here. It would still be fine. You're saying it's 0G, then yeah, you got to be like chasing every drug with water droplets, your Capri Sun bags, trying to drink everything down, because who knows how those pills are going down.
Do Newton's 3 laws no longer apply?
I don't know, man. We're in space. I'm sure they still apply, but we're in space now. Everything might be messed up there,
Yeah.
AC goes out, you lose gravity.
You're trying to reconstitute your antibiotics and the powders just flowing
just
everywhere.
float
You're
there.
trying to like catch it back through. I could see that being a problem.
You're trying to compound, you got your oil over here, you got your water, you're just trying to mix it all together.
It's just flying all over the place.
See, I think it'd be problematic when the machine stopped working, because that's when everything is just going to be like utter chaos. Like you're going to be trying to drop some insulin. It's going to, it's going to be floating around the vial. You're not going to be able to get it, and then people are going to start being hypo or hyperglycemic, and it's going to be bad news bears.
Yeah, I mean, the space station may not be, power shuts off.
Yeah,
randomly,
a little
sometimes.
erratic. Your IV drip is going just fine and just cuts out.
Oh man, what a nightmare!
All right, so I got another question for you guys. So if you were we're the pharmacists on this ship, right? What's the craziest medication problem you can think of that can happen in space?
The spaceship explodes and all your meds burn.
The whole spaceship explodes.
And your meds burn and you're all dead. I don't think it can be any worse than that.
You live a horrible death.
You got all the UV rays up there. Who knows what it does to your meds? All your pills are just turned into
an amber
powder.
vial protect against that? I mean, it's sun, but like, how good is an amber vial against
how good
like?
Is good? Were they testing that for space UV?
Hey, come
I don't know. Ask Elon, man. He's putting all kinds of shit in the space. So why not a vial too?
and it's only 3 of us, right? And none of us are like oncology experts or anything. I can just imagine like the 5 doctors that are there just having to deal with one of us 3 and ask us questions.
That would be so bad because how do you make these stuffs? Because if we're in space, then we already have a finite amount of stuff. That means eventually you're going to run out of stuff. So
Right.
People are
So
just going to
then you're
die.
screwed. Yeah.
Doctors are going to try to be like, oh yeah, I need this, this, and this. It's like, okay, doc, we got
got 2
amoxicillin. That's it.
Tylenol
All I got is
and
amoxicillin
some
sitting over here.
we got
all I got is
Tell me what to do with
Tylenol.
it.
You want some
Tylenol.
autism with
We got-
that?
Hey, I mean, at one point you might have to like be like the farmers of the place, right? Because we got to make sure the herbs are growing properly so we can like make some new drugs and stuff, right?
So now we're making some chemo drugs. I don't know how long that's
Yeah,
going to
we
take
gotta grow. We gotta grow
figure out.
chemo out the ground. Just grow chemo out the ground.
The farming pharmacist. I think actually that there's a page out there called the farming pharmacist.
Oh, shout out to them. Shout out to the farming pharmacists. We need
sure
you
they're
in
listening.
space.
Yeah. So 4 pharmacists in space.
Would you wanna? I mean, in the future, we may use up all the resources on Earth and have to live in space at some point. Hopefully, after we're dead. Like, how can we prepare? For the future generations. If you were on, the president say, I'm hiring you, Robbie, we need to prepare for, the Earth's going to blow up in 20 years, and we need you to prepare everything that we need from a pharmacy aspect for the spaceship.
What
I
would
would
I
say
put on that spaceship is what you're asking?
Yeah, like
I put a lot of alcohol on that spaceship.
get it right.
I'd probably be thinking more about my vices more than like surviving at that point. Be like,
No,
this
you
is
gotta-
gonna be boring, and I need to
No.
write out my days.
You got to make sure everyone in the spaceship lives, and it's ready, so like
He
only the
doesn't seem to worry about
billionaires
that.
and you.
But ethical dilemma here. Okay, if
Okay.
you really want to have humans survive and go in humanity, I mean, this is a very dark thought, and I do not endorse this, but would you have to select who gets to go to space?
Yes.
And if you do select who gets to go to space, are you inclined to put people on that ship who have poor health, life, and outcomes? So you might not even be addressing that problem, thinking about what you need to bring. It might just be maintenance and fun and vices. I don't endorse that, but it's a dark, sick world that we live in right now. So I'm not surprised if that would happen.
I mean, but if you bring the vices, then they're gonna have health problems.
Yeah, they're not going to let you bring your vices because you got to survive. First of all, we probably wouldn't ever be selected, or at least I wouldn't. I'm too old. You got to be like 35 or under.
Yeah,
to be eligible, you got to be having kids.
Got to be well-rounded. I would
mostly
say.
Women. Anyone old doesn't get to go, no matter what. Pretty much is what's going to happen. So half of those, almost 90% of the drugs, you don't even need them.
There you go. Just alcohol.
They don't need me. I'm a geriatric pharmacist, so we won't have any old
Zay,
people.
you can stay. We don't need you. We're good.
Hey, everyone gets old eventually, right?
If you're lucky.
Oh yeah, true. All right, guys. Thanks for living in fantasy world with me. I'm gonna pass it back over to Sam, and we'll do the plan B blind drive.
All right, thank you. This is Sam Llona with the Rated RX podcast. I'm here with Xavier Hill and Robbie Abasi, and we have the Plan B blind draft. So this week we have the worst items to find in the pharmacy fridge. So these are things you just pop open that fridge. Maybe it's in front of the patient at the will call. Maybe it's further back, but you just see something there in the fridge, and you just know, like, your day is ruined. This is annoying. Are you fixing it? Are you just closing the door and walking away? How do we feel about that?
This is funny.
I'm scared to look in the fridge.
This is pretty funny because, like, today at work, we had a nurse bring something from out of the fridge, and it ended up being like one of the employees' medications to like their desk clerk. They were putting their medications in the nursing fridge. Like, you can't do that. You gotta have your medications in your own spot. So this is funny because that happened today.
Oh,
The
okay.
fridge phone calls are the worst calls to get.
When things have been left out.
When the fridge goes out, or we found this stuff in the freezer, like, what do we do? It's like,
Ooh, I got another story too. So I was on nights, and I was the only pharmacist there, and we had a scheduled power outage, so we knew about it. So we had to make sure the fridges were all plugged into the red outlet, which is on the backup power supply. So the guy came to do whatever he was doing, but he plugged the wrong fridge into the red outlet. So the fridge that didn't have anything in it, he plugged out into the outlet, and the other one that had the drugs in it, he didn't plug it in. So we had a drug excursion. I had to do all this paperwork because he plugged in the wrong.
So much paperwork.
user
And then-
error, damn.
And then so I fixed it. We put it. We fixed it later, but the alarm was blaring that was out of range. Well, I told him if it goes out of range, let me know. The guy who they had to watch was just a separate guy who was just there to watch. The alarm was blaring, but he didn't tell anyone that the alarm was blaring, that it was out of range. So, like, dude, you're just sitting here and this loud alarm is going off. That's the only thing I told you to do. If the alarm goes off, call me.
You had one job.
You had one job. I was like, damn it. I worked so hard to make sure that this night went perfectly. I had went up there and set everything up, explained everything to him before it started. And that situation, mess. It was a mess. So they plugged the wrong fridge in, and then the person who was supposed to watch for the alarm just was sitting there with it blaring. So I had to deal with all that. But there you go. Fridge rant.
Okay. We'll
Love
talk
it.
about
Love
some
the
fridges. So the first one here is you open it up and you see a syringe of flu shot sticking out of a literal raw chicken breast.
Oh, wow.
Chicken breast sitting on the shelf, syringe coming out of it.
That is very bad. Raw chicken breast
Raw
with
chicken.
the rest of my vaccines?
That might be the
Raw
worst
chicken
one.
with everything else in there.
Ooh,
those are
that's
all
at least a
contaminated.
2. At least.
Bro, that's one in my book.
Oh, you want? All right. Let's go one. I'm going
Sam,
one.
you can't do anything worse than it.
Yeah.
Like, unless you got
How confident are you, sir? How
unless you
confident
have
are
like a T-Rex coming out the fridge and it bites your head off. I don't know.
Next one will be a turd. It'll be a
Okay,
turd
what are we going
inside.
with? Is it 1 or 2?
Let's go 2. We got to save
Okay.
some
2
space.
sounds good. 2 sounds good.
So next one, a pharmacy tech's frozen margarita pitcher with a pharmacy label, take 1 sip by mouth every 2 hours as needed for stress. So they just got their
That
pitcher
sounds
of margarita in the fridge.
Okay, that opens a whole different set of problems there, because now you have to report them to the Board of Pharmacy.
And you got alcohol in your pharmacy.
Oh,
And the tech's drunk because they've been sipping all day.
Oh my God.
That's at least a 2.
We
You
are
already said
used
2.
to.
You already said 2.
I know. We need like 5 2s for this one.
Oh. Okay, 1 or 3. What are you thinking?
I don't know, Robbie. You have to pick on this one. I'll let you decide. I picked 2 on the other one.
You know what? I'm gonna say 1 because there's a legal matter involved in this.
Okay, 1. 1 it is. All
We're
right, so
gonna
you guys
fail
start
this
strong. 1 and 2 already out of the books. Worst ones.
Come on, give us
We've
something
got
easy.
number 3 here, a sticky note on a biologic carton. Do not microwave again.
Again. Okay, so wait. Hear me out, Xavier. The
Okay.
problem the first time has already been addressed, so now we are being proactive to prevent it a second time.
What if it's the same biologic carton? They already microwaved it and they put it back in there. Like, hey,
microwave it
just
and
don't
they
do that
put
again.
it back in there.
And
Don't
they
do
just
it
set
again.
it back in the fridge.
That's how I heard it.
Man, I assumed it would be a new biologic. I assumed someone was being honest.
Maybe,
my
but you
bad.
don't know. You just open it up. You're just dropped in the middle.
How much does the drug cost? How much does it cost?
Too much.
It's spendy.
Let's go with a 4. 4. Let's go 4.
Okay. Number 4. All right, we got 3 and 5 left. Next one, open the fridge up. A pickle jar labeled compounded suppositories dill flavor.
Hey, if you didn't reach the patient, no big deal. I'm okay putting that at a 5.
Yeah, it's dill flavor, you know?
Yeah, it's dill.
They're going to eat it instead of doing it regularly.
Oh, so you want them to eat it? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what they're going to do.
Art scented dill, huh? I mean, you might be onto something.
Perfect combo. All right, number 5.
Deal.
No patient harm, allegedly. So we are doing number 5. And then so you're locked in at 3. You open the fridge. It's a hamster cage duct tape shut with a note, patient pickup 3 p.m. scribed on it.
That's pretty bad, but I like it where it's at. 3 is pretty good.
3. So you guys went number 1, frozen margarita pitcher. 2, raw chicken with a flu shot sticking out of it. 3, a hamster cage. 4, a biologic, do not microwave again. And 5, dill-flavored suppositories in a pickle jar.
I'm pretty good about that.
I'm liking it.
Now, what would you change, Zay?
I would change 4 to 3, I think. Drop 3 down to 4, and then change 2.
Okay.
So you think the raw chicken's the worst one?
Raw chicken the worst, then alcohol, then we'll do the one we had at 4. Can't remember anymore.
Biologic, microwaving biologics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double microwave.
Robbie, how you feel about that?
I truly think the alcohol thing is number 1, just because, again, like, there's going to be a whole legal thing involved. You got to report them. They're probably going to lose their license, and now you have to go scramble to find a new technician. There's a lot more emotional labor involved in this than a chicken.
All the vaccines are contaminated with salmonella.
Yes, but you could buy new vaccines. You'll have that tomorrow.
You can buy a new margarita. Just throw the margarita out. It's like, hey,
we already gave 3 vaccines.
You'll have a new tech tomorrow.
We already gave 3 of those vaccines. It's flu season.
Yeah, now you got the recalls of the salmonella vaccines that the intern gave earlier in the day. They're just wiping the chicken juice off this. So this is fine, right?
The flu shots are okay. Okay, you know what? If we're talking about chickens, okay, don't they make that out of chicken eggs anyway? So you know what? Practically the same thing. So we're good.
All right.
Don't be sending that misinformation.
Busted.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. You guys did all right this time. I wouldn't give you a great grade on that.
We usually get A+, but this is
not this time.
More of a B- for sure.
All right, we've got Robbie to do a little video segment. What do you got for us?
All right, thank you very much, Sam. You are listening to Rated RX Podcast. Robbie here with Sam and Xavier. We're going to go over our newest segment, Adverse Reactions. We're going to play a video, and you guys are going to react. Here it is.
Here's another piece of pharmacy gossip for you. We had a lady in the store who was opening kids' toothpaste, was peeling this protective seal off, and licking it to try it out to see if she likes the taste or what. We don't know. We had to kick her out, and now I'm checking all the toothpaste that's left on the shelf. I think we threw away whatever was licked, but just be careful. Make sure the seals are there on anything, really, not just the toothpaste, vitamins, medication. The seals are there for a reason. They're there for your safety.
Whoa. Yeah, so what are you guys thinking? What's your reactions?
Man, that's wild. It reminds me of there was this person and going through the grocery stores and like taking the lid off the Bluebell ice cream for social media and licking it and posting it, and that pissed me off. I love Bluebell ice cream.
I know.
And it's just another form of that, right? And this is why food has protective seals. Well, like Bluebell don't have a little cover on it, but you just take it off and there's ice cream there. So
most ice creams don't.
Those people didn't know. So like, yeah, man. Imagine if you got one of those ones. Wait, he didn't know it. And he just got all his mouth liquids and bacteria on your ice cream.
What if you did, sir?
I just hope I never find out. What I don't know cannot hurt me.
Unless you have AIDS. So you want to know if you got that. So what are you thinking there, Sam? What's your hot take?
I mean, I'm sure it happens. I'm sure people do it. I'm sure it's true.
I hope not. Hope not.
People doing whatever or sample something. I don't know. I don't remember seeing. I'm thinking like food. Like someone takes a bite out of something. It's like, oh no, like, put that back. Or you see the random food item that's like in another aisle. I was like, oh yeah, did they like try something and then put it back and tried to hide it or whatever?
Decision was
try to
made here.
reseal something. I think usually it's change in decision, but I'm sure there's something in there. Yeah, let me try this. Oh no, that was horrible. I'm not paying for this, and just set it back.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to me because this whole seal thing, like prior to the whole Tylenol murder things, like this wasn't a thing. It's just like, are you guys familiar with like the Tylenol killer at all in Chicago?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know if I
putting in
heard the full story.
Can't remember what they put in, but yeah, randomly putting in other cyanide.
Yeah, they were putting cyanide in it, and there's like a few bottles, and like a few people ended up dying, and there ended up being like a couple of copycats, and it was like this whole big thing. And that's when they started sealing it. But prior to that, they didn't seal anything, which is pretty crazy. And honestly, I don't even know, like, honestly, how protective is a seal? I mean, if someone's going to come in with a syringe and poke a little hole, you still wouldn't really know. Like, the average layperson's not looking that intently, So, if anything, I think it's just more of a psychological barrier. Like, oh, hey, I feel safe because I see the seal here. But we don't actually know for sure.
Yeah, we'll seal some like sterile products, but it's not required. There's like no legal requirement for it. So I remember compounding some eye drops, and we normally do it. And it's like when I first started and didn't know I had to do that. And so like we sent them to a clinic, and they called kind of like upset about it, or like wanting to get them, are these tampered, or can we reseal them? And then we're pretty much just like, well, there's no requirement. Like we don't need to do that. Yeah, we looked at the paperwork and like we didn't seal them, but like that's just us going above and beyond. So like we can send you some seals, but no, we're not going to send you a whole new batch of these. And so it was just like this little thing of, it's like, yeah, we're doing it, but like there's no requirement. Like this is above and beyond just for like an aesthetic reason, no real safety reason of these being opened. And again, it's an eye drop, so it's not like your maximum concern, obviously with sterility with it, but it's something that I've always seen, and it changed. So like, again, you're used to seeing that seal, and all of a sudden you don't see it. It's like, oh, what happened here? Who was licking my eye drop before I was going to be using
licking my toothpaste, my children's toothpaste, even though I'm an adult.
Dip their toe in there.
Yeah. You know what? This reminded me of a story back during my PGY1. I was working the pharmacy, verifying some scripts, and I just hear this shriek on my technician's face going, ew! And I look over, I'm like, what happened? What's going on? And she said that she saw a kid grab a deodorant stick, open it up, literally like just, wiped it on, gave himself some, a little bit of a deodorant, put it back on the shelf. And so she sees it, flips out, and I'm so glad she caught it. We call him over here, and she goes, were you just going to put that back? What's wrong with you? And it's just so funny hearing her scold like this little 14-year-old too, just putting on deodorant. But it was so nasty because like she grabbed it, you open it up, and it had his like armpit hair still on the stick. And it's just like, what the hell, dude? Oh, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So people do it. People definitely will help themselves to samples of shit. So disgusting. Well then, guys, on that note, that's all I got here. I think we'll wrap it up.
All right. So guys, today is over. We just finished the RateRx podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform you can think of. Please send us some DMs and messages. We'd love to hear from you and use your stories in our podcast and talk to our people who really want to hear what we're saying. Until next time, guys, we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.